What is going on, Gemini? It's Chris Anthony coming at you guys live and direct, and this is going to be your reading for the month of June. Gemini season is upon us, yes, and there's a lot going on in your reading today, so I'm just going to do my opening and then we're going to hop right into it, Gemini. This is going to be a general reading. It may not resonate with everyone, but if it does resonate with you, you can like, subscribe, share, comment, all those things that help the channel out, that let me know that you're watching. Also, if it doesn't resonate with you, check out one of your rising moon signs or the previous reading for Gemini that happened last month, or one of the ones that'll be coming up soon in the future. All right, Gemini, we're going to be starting off with your present energy right here, like we always do it. And then after that, we're going to be hopping into your futuristic energy over here. Also, Gemini, go follow me on IG, chrisanthony14lbs. I'm getting my IG popping, so I would love to see all of my family from the tarot community over on that page, and that's also going to be down in my description under the video. Now let's hop into this energy. Now, Gemini, happy birthday first and foremost. Yeah, it is Gemini season, like I said it. I'll repeat that again. And there's a lot of shifts that are happening. It's a mouthful that's happening with your energy. It's almost like I'm going to try to explain everything, but I looked at your cards, I kind of felt your energy, and there's kind of a great universal energy that's kind of behind your cycle this year, right? Your new moon, right? The Gemini new moon is going to be coming in this month in June, and that's kind of going to be the sign of your new year, your new energy coming in, your birthday, right? And so for you, Gemini, there's kind of so much energy that's happening around you, and it's very deep. It's not any surface energy that I'm feeling from these cards, like the regular relationship energy, third parties, and is my lover going to come back, and who's going to be the next lover coming into my life? No. Like, I don't feel any of that that's happening on these cards for you guys. Like, I feel some very deep level, universal, esoteric, metaphysical energy that's happening around you guys this month, Gemini, and I'm trying to figure out what's going on with you. Like, there's kind of it's some of the things I can't even put in words, and I'm just going to try my best to put in words, and we're just going to hop into your reading. So crowning your reading, you have the Justice card, and it's clarified by the Fool card. And so there's something that's happening within the astral realm with you guys, the spiritual realm. And the thing that's happening is kind of like you guys are bumping into the wizard that's behind the curtain. You're taking a peek behind the veil, right? You're looking behind the curtain that kind of operates everything. Let's say in the movie Matrix, the first movie Matrix, I think it was, or was it the second one? I think it was the second one. Neo, he kind of had to have a meetup with the architect, and the architect kind of started to explain all these things to him that he almost couldn't even understand about how the whole system worked and the reality and the nature of reality. This is kind of what's happening with you guys energetically, Gemini. You're kind of going behind the veil and you're looking behind the curtain. And some of the things that you're going to see and it's going to be revealed to you in the month of June, you can't unsee. Some of the things that's going to happen, you can't undo. So it's kind of like you're going to the land of no return, right? And so there's a certain part of you that almost wishes that you didn't see this side of reality. Almost wishes that you didn't get this revelation or this epiphany, because you know that once you see it, you can't unsee it. And that's kind of like what the universe is saying to you at the same time. You've been in a place of kind of like a pill for some of you Geminis. It's kind of like you've had some decisions that came through, or some things that happened in your life, or some roads that the universe kind of has had you walk down. and some things that you had to just like swallow, some pills that's been hard to swallow, you just kind of had to swallow it and just like take it and just deal with it. But all the while, like, there was something deep inside of you that was kind of like wanting to appeal to the universe, like, this is just not right, this is not me, this is not what you told me that was going to come in. It's like you've been talking to source, you've been talking to the universal spirit, you've been talking to God, however you want to put it, and you've been kind of like pleading your case, like, I want to appeal. I don't think that this is right. I don't think that what happened to me, or what has been happening, or the things that's been happening is supposed to be happening in my life, right? So it's kind of like your appeal has reached the Supreme Court, is what I'm seeing, like in the spiritual realm. Your appeal has reached the Supreme Court. And so it's kind of like a decision that's being made, but this decision that's being made is kind of like bringing you into the next level of awakening, because we do know there are many levels of awakening. You just don't awaken one time and then now you're conscious and now you are enlightened and now you know everything and you have arrived. There are levels to this shit. So it's kind of like you're being brought into this new level of awakening, and it's kind of like the land of no return, and you can't go back to the point that you were before. Once you kind of cross over this veil, once you look behind the curtain, because what's happening is that some of the things that are being revealed to you are kind of like the cheat codes to this reality, right? It's kind of like the universal laws that has been taking place. Now, you've already been in a classroom of studying these universal laws, which is represented by the clothes that this, representation is wearing. It's kind of like you've been in a school, a universal school, and you've been being taught the universal laws, not just informational. You've been being taught it through experience and going through all these different, ways of seeing reality, going through these different experiences that were changing and shaping your perspective, right? So now it's kind of like you've been given these certain level of cheat codes, is what I'm seeing anyway. And some things are being unlocked when it comes down to your perspective. And so you are walking into a new path. You're kind of like walking into a new cycle. That's what I want to say, a new cycle. And it's almost like the spiral of life. And there's a certain side of you that you feel like you keep on walking around in circles, or you keep coming upon familiar cycles, and it seems like you keep going into different places that are not the same. The people are not the same, the places are not the same, but the scenarios are the same. And what I'm seeing is that's not exactly what's happening. It's more like you're walking on a spiral, and you continue to get higher and higher on the spiral of life that you're walking on. And every time you loop around, you go higher, but it seems like you're in the same position when you're really not. So these cheat codes are kind of being handed to you, and you're being revealed some things, and a lot of it has to do with your life's work, with your life's calling. And a lot of you Geminis are being called to your calling, to do what it is that you're here to do, your purpose, your work, right? Your level of healing that you're bringing to humanity. And so you're being shown some things, some signs, some knowledge, right? A knowing that a lot of people don't have. And it's because you're going to have to do something with this information that's being shown to you, because you appealed, you pleaded your case, right, to the universe, to God, to, the source, whatever you want to call it. And so now a change is being made on your behalf, like something is being overturned on your behalf when it comes down to karmic retribution, right? But because that is being overturned, because you're getting this karmic retribution, you now have to go into service. Yes, you have to go into service, because in order for you to get out of this level that you've been on, which it may be let's just say it's the you wanted to get out of the rat race. You're like, universe, when am I going to get out of the rat race? I don't want to just work this regular 9 to 5. I just don't want to be in this place where I have to do what I don't want to do and continue to, be on this cycle of just having to be forced to do the things that have nothing to do with what I want to do, blah blah blah. That's just an example. That's one scenario. But it's kind of like the universe is saying, okay, well, you can have that, but in order to get that, you have to do this. And you have to come into service. You have to come into your calling. You have to come into your path. You have to come into your life's work. And so you're walking into your life's work, Gemini. And you're able to use these certain cheat codes. It's crazy. Like, I don't know. This is kind of deep. It's like, this is being given to you around this time of your birthday, around this time of kind of like your rebirth. And it just has to be used. It's kind of like you can't sit on this information. You can't sit on this knowledge. And it's like the universe is going to make sure of it through the environment that you're being placed in to use this knowledge. And this is kind of like your reward for you kind of pleading your case in so many ways. Let's keep it moving. I'm 10 minutes in, 11 minutes in. All right, so then I saw this Page of Wands, right? Page of Wands is here and it's clarified by the King of Swords. Page of Wands here to me is representing your Kundalini rising, right? Kundalini, this is kind of like the Caduceus, is what I'm seeing. This Caduceus energy, this staff energy that you're kind of like taking a hold on, this is the Kundalini rising in you to a certain point that it hasn't risen yet. And it's more around your crown chakra with this King of Swords energy here. But this is also representing to me kind of like some spiritual gifts that are being shown to you. I saw like how Moses in the Bible, right? He was kind of given this staff and then he was, told to throw the staff on the ground and the staff turned into the snake. That represents that Caduceus. It represents that Kundalini rising up your spine, right? So you're being given this kind of like spiritual gift through your Kundalini that's awakening. And it's awakening because of your experience. And through your experience, you've reached a certain level of knowledge, a certain level of knowing that's just given to you. But once this knowing comes to you, it has to operate through you. And this is why you're in the land of no return. This is why what you're seeing can't be unseen and what's being done can't be undone. And you have to move forward now. Because to, whom much is given, much is required, right? So that's what's going on. You're having this new level of Kundalini awakening. The Kundalini is arising in you. Even if, let's say, you already had your Kundalini awakening, the Kundalini energy does not go anywhere once you have your awakening. Now, some of you guys maybe have not had the Kundalini awakening, whatever. I'm not trying to get technical, but I do see your Kundalini energy rising up to a certain point that it has not rose yet. And it's having to do with your crown chakra kind of like being awakened, being open, right? So you are now becoming this certain type of gatekeeper is what I'm seeing, Gemini. I'm sorry if this is kind of deep, but I know you guys love that, right? So you are becoming this gatekeeper because of your level of observation, your skill set, your cleverness, your logic, your rational, and you have a high level of observation. You can just notice things that other people don't notice. And because of that, this has so much to do with your gifting, with your placement, with like, you got to realize like, why were you placed inside of the sign of Gemini? Why did you come into Earth, right? Why did you come to this university, to this school, to this game, to this simulation as a Gemini, right? And so it's because of the position that you wanted to play. So your avatar is placed into the sign of Gemini for a certain reason, and you are a gatekeeper. The people that are kind of resonating with this message, right? So energetically, you're kind of like being placed into your position of being a gatekeeper for your level of observation, right? And you're having kind of like this Kundalini awakening, this kind of like rising of your energy for your crown chakra to be opened up, because your observation through your experiences through your life has led you to this point, right? And now what you have seen, you have to kind of like start to begin to share this with other people. The things that you see, right? The details that you see that nobody else sees. It's like you no longer can just use it for your own advantage. You have to use it to bring a certain level of awareness to humanity. This is what's happening in Gemini season. People are kind of becoming aware in this Gemini season of things that they were not aware of before. And you guys are at the forefront of this. You are supposed to be helping, right? In this time, this dispensation or whatever. You're supposed to be helping the humanity on a soul level kind of like become aware in certain ways. And I don't know exactly what it has to do with it because I'm not a Gemini, but some of you guys are being awakened to this energy, and it's kind of like coming in, and you guys are kind of like gatekeepers. Some people are key holders, some people are gatekeepers, right? Is what I'm seeing. And you're sitting at the gate. It's kind of like of this knowledge or of this cheat code that you're being given of this movement. What I was seeing when I was looking at your cards, it was kind of like going back to the series OA on Netflix, and I think I talked to you guys about it before, and how all of the people on this series, you know, they kind of had like this power that they can like die and come back to life and die and come back to life. And at a certain point of them dying and coming back to life, they were given this movement, and this movement was kind of like supposed to be used together with other people who were given other movements so that they could come together synchronistically and kind of like jump dimensions. You should watch OA, because I can't go into it right now in this reading. I'm trying to save time a little bit, but anyway, you're being given this kind of like cheat code, this key, this movement. And it's putting you into a position to be a certain type of gatekeeper, that people are going to have to come to you for this certain type of knowledge that you're kind of going to be forced to start giving away, to start sharing your experiences, your observation, the way you view things, your point of view with the collective. And I don't know how you're going to do it, but you're going to do it, right? And you're going to find some creative way to do it. It's kind of going to be shown to you. It's kind of like you're having a vision in the month of June. And it may happen in your dream world. It may happen just, you know, in your waking life. But something is going to be shown to you. It's kind of going to be like a vision that comes through, and it's going to drive you to get into position, to get into your gatekeeper position. This is for the light workers. A lot of you Geminis are light workers, and it's kind of like the universe is calling you into your position now. Like your position of authority. Let's keep it moving. All right, so then I saw this Three of Cups, and it's clarified by the Death card. Now, this Death card is representing your rebirths that you have had already. You have died to so many things and then been rebirthed, and then had to die again to so many things and then rebirthed, and then have to die again and then come back, right? Is what I was just talking about, kind of like that OA series. And so in your deaths and in your rebirths, you have kind of like triangulated your position. This is crazy. I'm seeing it. It's kind of like you didn't quite know before where it is, where your position was, kind of like where your tracking system was inside of this simulation. It's like, and you had to continue to die and be born again and die and be born again and die and be born again in order to understand exactly who it is that you were and where you are in your placement in this reality, Gemini, right? So now you have triangulated, because, you know, triangulation, it kind of like, I believe the definition of it is kind of like when they send out a signal, and through the signal it matches another signal, and you're able to kind of like find the position of something, kind of like a tracking system, GPS system. You've kind of like found it. inside of yourself, a certain place. I don't know. I'm trying to get the words, Gemini. Maybe this is kind of making sense to you. But yeah, you found your place, and now you have to sit in your place as this gatekeeper for this knowledge that has been given to you, because justice has been served, and it just is, right? And that's kind of what's happening. You're being revealed this knowledge. You're coming into another awakening. Your Kundalini is rising. Your crown chakra is being opened up. Now your level of observation is increasing, and through all of your experiences, deaths and rebirths, you have kind of like found your position in this game, this cosmic game. And it has a lot to do with identity, right? Your spiritual identity. You probably know who you are when it comes down to in this world, in this life. A lot of you guys probably have a strong sense of identity and who you are and what you're going after in life and who you want to be and all that. And now this is kind of this next level of spiritual identity. Now your eyes are kind of being open to a deeper level of understanding and perspective, and you're tapping into this high priestess energy, this intuitive energy, you know, that's kind of letting you know who you are on a deeper level. This is kind of like going into the Akashic records, right? And you're tapping into kind of like who you've been in your past lives and how this has lined up all the way to this point, right? And it's kind of like you're being given this knowledge on this deep level. It's kind of like it's being revealed to you. Your eyes are being open. You're seeing your position and why you've been placed in this place that you've been in, and everything is kind of making sense. And this is kind of like your birthday present, right? Your cosmic birthday present. And so you're tapping in deep, right? And you're kind of like being almost prompted to study yourself a little bit more, know thyself, right? On a spiritual level, though, the universe is kind of telling you that you need to kind of like get more in touch with your spirituality, get more in touch. And you have been already on this path for a lot of you guys, but it's kind of like coming even more because you're kind of being thrusted into a place of service. Happy birthday, right? So instead of celebrating, it's kind of like you're celebrating the fact that you're coming into service, like you're coming into your dimensions, right? Your positioning, your identity, your spiritual identity. I hope I'm making sense. So this door is being opened, opportunity, right? Then you have the Five of Pentacles here. You know, Five of Pentacles a lot of times represents disappointments. But your so many disappointments that you have had, like I said, of you having to redo things over and over and over again and continue to have this dying experience and reborn and death and reborn and continue to go through some things over and over again has led you to this place. Goodness. Of awakening, of knowing, of study, of deep intuition, of connection to your past life energies. It's a lot going on, Gemini. It's kind of like you are quantum leaping, quantum jumping almost into your other past lives, and you may be doing this in your dreams, in your sleep, but you're connecting all the different identities that you've had in these past lives, and you're bringing them into this life so that you can level up and walk into your position as a gatekeeper to share this knowledge with who is supposed to receive this knowledge, maybe to help awaken other people. But you're being called to your position. All right. Then we have this Eight of Swords here. Eight of Swords, and then the King of Wands energy. Now, when I saw this, it's kind of like the training that you've been in. You've been in the dark in certain aspects and been in a place of constriction a little bit, constricting your energy not being able to be seen a little bit. you not being able to see your whole self, right? But this has kind of like been your training. And you almost have done this to yourself, right? You've been training yourself. It's kind of like I'm seeing this as your higher self, this King of Wands energy. Your higher self has had you in a place of kind of constriction a little bit, a place of, blindness, tunnel vision, a place of focus, so that you could kind of like grow and be awakened to this next level that's coming in for you. It's a lot going on here, Gemini. And I'm just trying to kind of like voice it all, but it's very energetic. So it's kind of hard to put into words, but just hear what I'm saying, look at the picture, and energetically receive it, right? Subconsciously. This is talking to your subconscious mind. I believe this whole message is kind of like for your astral body, for your subconscious mind, for your higher self even. Yeah. So this is what's going on, right? All right. So you've been in this place of constriction. Of not seeing, not knowing. But this has been more in your spiritual life. You've been spiritually constricted, spiritually in the unknown. Not in your kind of waking life. This is kind of like spiritually. And you've had yourself here for a certain level of time to get more understanding of what it is, what your position is, right? It's almost like you've been in that hyperbolic chamber, right? Where all of this weight has been placed on you just for you to train. But we already know the storyline. You're gonna be walking out of this hyperbolic chamber now and taking your place as a gatekeeper of knowledge. And now you know what it is that you're supposed to be doing. Like you've already known, but like you know, because you've been shown this certain vision that you can't unsee. So I'm loving this energy for you guys, Gemini. Let's keep it moving over into your futuristic energy. We have the Page of Cups, we have the Six of Cups, we have the Two of Pentacles, and then we have the King of Swords. All right, so future energy, I'm feeling back grounded a little bit. That present energy of what's happening around this Gemini season was just like the precursor. Like this is what's happening. What the energy that's coming in cosmically, you guys are bringing it in. So I had to kind of go deep with it. So Page of Cups, some type of offer that could be coming in. Some type of offer either from a water sign, right? Or an emotional offer that could be coming in around your work or in love or romantically, could come in as a shock in the middle of June, towards the end of June. And it's kind of like throwing your whole world for a loop. Things are coming tumbling down, right? With this offer that's going to be coming in. And you have the Tower here. Tower energy is kind of like things are being done away with. Like things are kind of falling apart because they no longer fit the timeline that you're on. So certain timelines are collapsing because of this revelation that's kind of coming into you and this new position that you're going to be kind of like pushed to be in. And so an offer kind of comes in at the same time having to do with your emotions, and it kind of triggers this falling apart, this collapsing timeline. A new offer comes in and ends something that's old. Now, then you have this Six of Cups energy here twice. Six of Cups clarified by the Six of Cups. So this is kind of you understanding who you are from a past life perspective is what I'm picking up. I keep seeing it. Your identity is coming to a certain level of knowing that you're starting to begin to see who you are spiritually, right? Like, and this is who you've been in all of your past lives. you continue to be the same person. Like, it's no getting away from it. It's like you're coming to a level of acceptance of who it is that you are, because you are a gatekeeper, right? Like, you have this certain level of knowledge and skill and observation that makes you who you are, and there's no getting away from it. I see you accepting it though. Past life energy is coming through major for you though. Like, some of you guys may even be getting some past life regressions for the month of June, just as a birthday present or something. But even if you don't actively go get a past life regression, it's kind of like the universe is giving you a past life regression. Even if you're not seeing it consciously, this is happening on a subconscious level. This whole reading is kind of like subconscious. And I see your higher self kind of like doing a quantum leap back to some of your past lives and getting some of the keys and discoveries that you've made in past lives and bringing them back into your waking life, your present life, so that you can use them. You can now use these cheat codes. All right. Under that, we had the Two of Pentacles clarified by the Knight of Swords. So Two of Pentacle energy, juggling, right? Balancing, learning how to balance this new energy that could be coming in, knowing how to balance this new knowledge that comes in, knowledge of self, this new activation that comes in, learning how to deal with it and to bring it into your reality, you know, integrate it. You're working on integration at this time, going into the middle of June to the end of June, right? You're integrating this new knowledge that comes in with this Knight of Swords energy. That comes in very quickly and shakes up your world, and then you have to learn how to deal with it. Yeah. Now, some of you guys could be also, you know, dealing with an air sign and a water sign and juggling these two people on the surface level, right? And you could be dealing with two soulmates, right? For you people that want to hear about that. Because that is also equally important, right? Who we come into contact with, love, all that, yeah. I just know that a lot of people get tired of all the love sign, all the love reading. So this reading popped out for you guys. It's kind of like a more energetic tuning of your frequency, right? Reading. So yeah, air sign could be coming in and you're trying to juggle between, you know, this air sign and someone else, trying to make a decision between an air sign and a water sign, maybe, or an air sign and a fire sign. Then below that, we had the King of Swords energy again. So this is you coming in into your position, into your authority as a gatekeeper. Ten of Wands energy. You've ended a certain older cycle where you were not on your throne. You were not in your knowingness, right? You didn't know yourself that much spiritually on this level that you're going to be on now. And you're taking your power on your gatekeeper status, right? This is all here for you, Gemini, and it's all going to make sense going further into the month of June. But definitely look out for these revelations, these visions, these dreams that are going to be coming in. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up right there for you guys, Gemini. Hopefully that resonated with you guys. Happy birthday. You guys were first because it is Gemini season. And we'll see you next time.